Shalom, ignite the light. My name is Benjy Epstein. It's such a schus to be able to share some Torah, some stories with you. A woman and her young son went to an Adam Gadol, and the woman began to complain and saying, "My son is addicted to sugar. He's addicted to sweets. Please tell him to stop." And the Adam Gadol said, come back in a few weeks." So they come back in 2 weeks. The man looks at the son and says, "Stop eating sugar. No more sweets for you." The woman said, "Well, you could have saved me a lot of trouble. Something that could have been brought to my attention 2 weeks ago." And the Adam Gadol replied, "2 weeks ago, I was still eating sugar." And the yesod in this story, and the yesod that I want to share with you, is how to be a real influencer. We're all trying to be a social influencer. We're trying to be a brand influencer, right? To be an effective mashpia, and the world is built in a way of being mashpia, of influencing and makabel, accepting. We're all trying to ignite the light, right? So how do we do that? What's the starting point? And we see from last week's parsha, we see the pasuk says, "Vayomer Moshe el Aaron, krav el hamizbeach," right? Moshe tells Aaron, go to the mizbeach, approach the altar. And based on Rashi and more clearly in the Ramban, we see that Aaron was hesitating. Aaron was holding back, and Moshe sort of had to drag him along. And we look at the Medrash and Torah's Kohanim, and we see that Aaron wasn't just hesitating. Aaron was frozen. Aaron was paralyzed with fear, because when he saw the egel, when he saw those animals that were going to be offered on this bech, all he saw weren't just calves. He was seeing the egel hazav. He was seeing the golden calf. He was seeing his failings. He was trapped in the grips of post-traumatic stress, PTSD, and he was embarrassed. He was ashamed to approach the altar. And Moshe, seeing this, said to him, "Lama tabosh? What are you embarrassed of? What are you ashamed of?" Rashi says, "Ki lekach nivcharta." It was for this reason that you were chosen. For this, because of this. I know that you're paralyzed by this mistake. I know that you're paralyzed by this memory, but to be ashamed, this is the reason you were chosen. You are the only one who could possibly bring the atonement, who could possibly bring the kapara for Am Yisrael, because you get it. You can relate. You can connect. Everyone is going to come to you. They're going to come to the Kohen. They're going to say, "I messed up here and I messed there." And you're going to be able to look at them and say, "I did too. I understand that. And I worked through it. And I've accepted that about myself. I don't project it onto others." People pointing out the flaws in other people. It's like, I accept where I had some failings, where I had some misgivings. And I'm worthy of atonement, and so are you. So if we want to really, really connect with people, connect with the parts in ourselves that aren't just great, parts of ourselves that we're a little bit ashamed of, parts that we have to work through, that we have to inculcate, that we have to integrate into ourselves. And then, and only then, can we really connect with the people around us. May we be zoche to ignite the light in ourselves, ignite the light in others. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen v'Amen. The goal is soul.